Hi, everybody. All right, I'm going to do a deep healing journey for a guest at my store, and her name is Myriam. And I don't really know much. I did try to do some learning on this condition, but I'm just going to channel. I'm like really filled with energy right now, so it's hard to get the words out. I'm just going to tell you the condition is spastic paraplegia caused by a cerebellum atrophy. All right, so I have channeled her a special permission slip from the spirit realm in order to help her with this condition. I'm doing this by video as I want to showcase the value of spiritual healing, value in going into the spiritual layers in order to manifest healing in the physical layers. So hopefully Myriam can share how she's feeling with us after this video. But this video is a gift to everybody. Spiritual healing to help everybody feel better. But then the special channeled permission slip is aligning Myriam. It's sort of like we all develop these sort of attachments and spiritual connections with other souls, relationships in our lives, with our experiences, with the way that we feel. If we choose to feel depressed, now we have developed a contract of experience, right? When we no longer want to feel the contract of the experience of depression, now we say, here, I give back my choice. I'm done with this experience, spirit realm. I am ready to be released from this contract. I'm ready to choose happiness now. So ailments in the body and emotional body, mental, physical, even spiritual wounds, these all have a genuine location. And all right, I'm just in such a way here. I'm ready to start exploring this. So okay, spirit realm says Abby's trying to share with you the value of spiritual contracts, the value of choice, the value of choosing healing from the spirit realm, even choosing to release from the contract in order for healing to take place in the deep layers of the spirit realm and then manifest into the layers of a dense spiritual realm. We call it a physical realm. It is a dense spiritual realm. Everything has always been a spiritual realm. It is the illusion of the mind that would call it physical. It always was spiritual. So now we can acknowledge that all things are possible in a spirit realm, even a dense spiritual realm. So, all right, so I'm going to get started on this healing. Just going to so it's like really, the energy is really intense. I'm just going to start to discuss exactly what it's just, hold on a second. I'm going to have to just go into relaxation. All right, they're saying describe everything that you see. So I basically see what is a river of blood. But it doesn't have the flavor of sort of like being a disturbing blood river. I'm supposed to go to it. It's because it doesn't have that sort of disturbing, treacherous sort of that feeling, you know? It just feels like blood flowing. Maybe blood flowing through body. Going to river of blood, liver, literally. Actually touching blood itself even. This is interesting. Filling blood with healing energy. They're saying, where does the healing energy come from? And I say, I channel it from source. I channel it from God himself, herself. I channel it from the oneness of all, the infinite oneness. So I touch the blood with my spiritual hands. And now I channel the wisdom, the spiritual healing, the energy of all, the energy of the... I don't know how to define that energy. I don't know how to define where that comes from. Is it God? Is it source? Is it all? It's all of those things. So now I see spiritual hands still in blood. Blood flowing like a river even. All I can do is wait. all I can do is wait for the next thing. So I am just continuing to channel healing into the blood itself. They're saying bloodstream. Abby channeling healing energy into the bloodstream. They're saying, is the bloodstream in the physical body or is it in the spiritual? What do you know where you are right now? And I say don't know, but I do know that this is correct. They're showing me how layers of the human body have layers of spiritual body too. And therefore even blood itself has a spiritual reflection as well. So as I'm sending healing through the spiritual veins is what this is. Spiritual healing through the veins themselves. This is interesting. It's showing me a foot. So I'm going to the foot, and they're showing me the foot to step down, but the foot feels confused as to how to step down, and even almost like knee wants to cave. It just wants to collapse. There's a real reflection or an echo of a past life where you just wanted to collapse and you did. It's sort of like giving up, life just shattering you and you just collapse. Is really the echo. And collapse in the spotlight even. This has to do with collapsing in the spotlight. They're saying make her strong now. So I'm seeing alteration of color, and the foot is all black. The foot is black now. It looked like a very healthy female foot. It was a very pretty foot, very pretty leg, nice skin, healthy body, leg or whatever. But now it is like it hasn't had the proper blood flow, and now it looks dead, like a dead leg. So we're going to heal this. And I'm exploring how to do this correctly at this time. So give me a minute here as I explore. So I'm really tiny in comparison to the size. And so I'm channeling loving energy, healing energy. They say blessing. Blessing from heaven, blessing from the source, blessing from God, human words to define the infinite. So blessing from the infinite is what they say. This is extreme, what is like all the memories of all times and places and all of the expressions in an infinite universe simultaneously hitting me as I touch the foot. And all expressions in the infinite universe are sort of happy. There's like a ripple of joy that is touching this, healing this leg and foot. It's sort of Source is in agreement with Source has received contracts, Source in agreement of healing ability to step. This is real. What I'm seeing is this collapsed woman is actually in praise and joy, is filled with strength, entering in this echo from a past life, and actually she's jumping up and down, so happy and so alive and just wants to dance, wants to do jumping, like gymnastics moves, even, does not feel the weight that collapsed the legs. And now it feels strong in the legs. There's still something else here I'm feeling. It's an odd twinge. It would be like a hair that grew backwards or something. It's like boinging in the wrong direction. Hold on. Let me figure out what this is. There's still something I have to do. Some sort of energy that is very strange. I don't know what it is yet. I always go back when this is very normal. So I always go back and double check everything I've done when this happens. So I don't forget, because I'm a human being, right? If I didn't write this stuff down or make these videos, I wouldn't remember any of this. So I'm in the blood, I touch the blood with the love of infinite. We see all this wisdom about the foot. Such profound energy. right now. What is a giant? Giant, even so humongous, like even a head is in the cloud, touching the clouds. That sort of every step makes the whole ground shake, and crack even. They're like sturdy on the feet, to feel the grounded sensation, the heavy sensation of being grounded into the earth. Wanting me to fill the feet with the weight of this giant. So that way the feet know that they are standing on the earth. They are strong enough to step so strong that they can ripple, like these seismic earthquakes. So let me do this. I'm visualizing this all taking place. The strength of this giant entering into the feet. But this has to do with the mind as well. The mind also having to align too. The mind having to acknowledge what it is capable of, remembering its identity even, of being able to walk as a normal person. There's some sort of confusion in the mind as well. So this is very complex, because there's multiple things taking place here. I'm going to go deep into a spiritual layer, because I'm just going to go, and that means I'm going to go down really deep, into the tissues. I don't even know why, but if I don't go deeper, I'm just going to be stuck in this sort of like, in the pinball machine, and I just want to get out of the pinball machine and go find where all this stuff is growing, into this sort of denser spiritual layer. So there's an angel with me, and then I hold the angel's hand. We sort of vanish, and then we go somewhere. They're like, you were not given permission to go here. You are going here by choice, in order to find the deepest part of Myriam's root, in order to heal. You want to manifest healing, therefore we'll take you there. This root is pretty dirty. It's not. This is pretty normal to see these sort of realms. In the deepest layers of where pain, then comes into our denser physical. So these are like the realms of hell, that we sort of, it's sort of like we have these difficult times in our lives, and our soul sort of experiences hell itself in the spiritual, and then it sort of manifests into the physical. And then we have these spiritual contracts, that we develop, and they carry with us over lifetimes even. So your soul could be enduring like a space of hell for lifetimes, and not be able to get out of it because you cannot find relief from the spiritual contract that you made in some lifetime. But the echo of the memory is still there in your current lifetime. So you have to find it. And so when it manifests in these sort of physical ailments, now we have sort of a physical reflection. We have something more tangible to work with, right? We can acknowledge when we don't feel right, and then when you have sort of almost something that handicaps you, there's no choice. Now you have to find the learning and the healing. So now we have to go into the deepest parts. They're showing me how even some disabilities started what would be lifetimes prior to it. And part of the healing of contracts is actually to experience sort of a disability, in order to create the balance even. And you don't have to, there's different ways to create healing. You can create healing over the course of lifetimes, or you could find a spiritual healer, and then just do it now in this lifetime. The soul gets to choose the direction the soul wants to take. So let's see here what we can do. I'm planting a seed in the ground. The ground everything is like a really maroonish color. There's nothing here. It's empty. And everything is sort of a maroon color. The ground is sort of like hardened dirt. And there's walls, and it's sort of like a hard, just dirt, underground. And there's sort of like, it's sort of like, where I saw the blood sort of going through a canal, but everything is maroon here. Even the Even the earth or the ground or the walls of the cave or whatever, they're all sort of maroon. Everything is maroon color. They're like wanting me to alter the color. They're wanting me to remove the walls. They're wanting me to heal the sort of canal that is down here. They're saying I'm wanting to do that through planting, through sharing gifts from Mother Nature. Mother Nature's sort of this like entity. She exists on all the planets. She's sort of this reflection of all nature. Super motherly gift of Mother Earth, but Mother Earth is an expression of male and female too. And so she wants to heal everybody because she's like so giving and she won't stop giving, and then we harm her, and we don't understand it, and she never stops loving. Even when we do things that harm her, she'll find a way to heal and then heal us still. She won't stop trying to heal us. And she loves, she never stops loving. Mother Earth never stops loving, not on any planet even. And so even planets that are in the end states, and they're dying planets, like planets going through like final stages. I don't understand. I don't know about planets. I don't know how that is, but that is the feeling. Like even planets go through, like everything in existence is a reflection of birth and rebirth, even renewal, death and life, light and dark, chaos and harmony. Same as a lifetime as well. So I'm going to go and I'm going to alter all of the harmonies of this space, that way that they will funnel up into the denser spiritual layers for Myriam to feel reflective healing. So, okay, I've seen this. I made a video, I did a journey in my own apartment, and I saw this sort of white liquid. I'd never seen that before, and now I'm seeing it again in here. And this white liquid has a way of, it's seriously like milk on a stomach with acid, but it sort of has a soothing way about it. It just, and it seeps into everything, and it soothes everything of the chaotic, disturbing vibrations. It's kind of a pearl color, because it has this sort of way. It's not pure white. It's got a pearl color to it. It's pretty looking. It's like something maybe I would put in like hair gel or something. I don't know. It's pretty looking, and it's thicker. It's got a texture. It's not watery. Okay. So it is really altering everything in this room. And this room is altering too. There's something happening. This white liquid has unrooted something, some entity. This entity comes up from the ground, up through what is like a hole, and it's covered in tar. And tar is really reflective of its disturbance is what tar is reflective of. I'm not the only spiritual person that sees tar. That's really normal. That's how we describe it. That's how I would describe it. It looks like oil or tar, and it has different sort of consistencies. This one looks like, it could be oil or tar. So he's covered in it. He's coming out of the deep depths of this place. He's coming up even onto the ground level, and we're still in this sort of deep maroon, but the maroon isn't quite glowing the maroon anymore. It's a lesser maroon color, but it's not. There's work to be done still. There's a reason these things take a long time, because I have to wait. I have to play out everything that happens. So he's come to greet me. I'm not going to let this hole just stay there. This hole that he came out of still has to be dealt with. But I'm trying to understand his purpose here. He's just a man covered in blackness, and it's even dripping off of him. There's nothing disturbing. I don't feel any sensations. There's nothing bothering me about him. I don't really know his identity. He's not speaking as of yet. The angel is still there with me. We're just standing there waiting for the next thing. There's a lot of influx now. They're showing me that this had to be, he was sort of, it's sort of like you tap into the depths of something, and now it's like sort of like when you have a problem in your house, and it just seems like a little problem, and then it turns out that it's gonna, like, this $50 fix is gonna cost like $5,000 or something. It's like, okay, seriously? It's like this little issue with the electrical ends up being the replacement of all your electrical wires. Like, that is what this is. Now that we are seeing this, now all of the chaos can come pouring out so we can heal all of it. It's like, oh, your $50 fix is now like $5,000, but but we're gonna fix it. It's like there's no monetary value for it's healing this, all right? Everybody needs this healing. So so now we're seeing this influx, what is a tidal wave of black tar just filling this room up. That white liquid was imperative for sort of taking a signal down to the depths of a realm where I couldn't get to, in order to bring up this sort of master of dark realms. Now he is standing here with us. Now he is allowing all of this sort of to release in order that we can heal it. He's sort of the one that I work with contracts, and I see this entity too on most of my rebirth journeys, where sort of you have these soul contracts with sort of darker layers. So you learn through sort of disruption and chaos, right? So he's sort of, he helps the soul develop in that way. But he's not evil. He's like superiorly loving, sort of entity, and that's exactly who this is. So I'm in a conversation with him right now. I couldn't tell you what we're talking about, but we are talking. Me, him, and this angel are talking. And sort of black tar is flowing, but there's sort of two layers of the same. So we aren't being disturbed by black tar while it is simultaneously just gushing into this room. So we were talking about it. I see this sort of contract turn to white light and evaporate. His service is no longer needed, is what this is. So now we can focus on healing. Angel even wants to take part in this. Angel wants to, just gonna let this happen. It's taking time. Also has to do with the feet. There's so many things happening right now. I just want to focus on getting through them instead of talking through them. It takes too long to talk through everything. Okay, so there's a lot taking place here. I wouldn't even know where to begin to start. It's just too much work to do, to be doing this by video. Okay, so the black tar is being transformed into a white liquid. The white liquid then has this way of merging with the black tar, and then the black tar now releasing from its sort of status of black tar status, and then it sort of wants to be this. It wants to transform into light even. Usually black tar, you just touch it with the blue flame and then it just evaporates instantly. So I'm doing that as well, but there's also this white liquid that has this way of being like angelic healing liquid light. And so it has this way of also transforming darkness into light, even altering the expression from what is the black tar to this white angelic light liquid. It's sort of filling this room up, and there's so much healing. And this has some way about wanting to grow things, wanting to grow Mother Earth expressions. This white liquid does. It's sort of nourishes the ground. It's like conditioner for your hair or something. It's like this nourishing way about it. It's like full of vitamins and like happy, like good things that helps things grow. And so while I see it sort of like healing this whole like room, there's things also simultaneously growing, and then the black tar is also altering its vibration. It's too many things going on at once. But it's all healing. It's even destroying the structure of this space, so it's no longer even a compartment for her to have a connection with. When I can alter it now the vibration changes. Now we can change the vibration in our denser spiritual layers, which is the physical world that we exist in. So now we alter it completely, let the walls break down and everything alter its vibration. This was weird, but there was something what could only be described as pins. Her feet were sort of in like shoes that had like nails in them, and so that was removed. And now her feet are healing from that even. She's just laying down. This is sort of the spiritual way I'm healing her. So this room is altering its vibration. They're wanting me to grow a beautiful garden here for her. What is like a prairie filled with so many like beautiful wildflowers, specifically like wildflowers and really beautiful grasses and butterflies. A prairie that attracts lots of butterflies. And even lots of really colorful like prairie birds. Really different colored birds, like yellow and red and blue, and all the different colors of birds in this colorful prairie full of flowers. And they're showing me how the earth now is healed. It wasn't containing this sort of dark matter. There's a different connection of the truth now. The truth before was that pain and misery was what was deserved or what was part of the learning. Now the truth is that now we can go run and play in the prairie and dance and be happy and merry and see that there's joy that is deserved by each and every one of us. We all deserve healing, and we all deserve joy, and we all deserve to be let go of our spiritual contracts of suffering. Because the time is now, right? Time has always been now. So they're wanting me to do more. This is a big job. This stuff takes time, okay? This stuff takes a lot because there's a lot of connective layers. There's a lot of wisdom. So I'm feeling an energy change. They're wanting me to see that realm is no longer part of this. Myriam is no longer. Her feet are no longer in root with that realm. Her feet are now en route with this beautiful sort of grassy, sort of even feels cozy under the feet even. Feels soft. It just feels good. I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like, I don't know how it's like people from the past have a little house and they just live near a forest, but there's also sort of like a prairie, and then there's sort of a water body. So you just have all the needs right there, and they don't wear shoes. They're just sort of barefoot and just doing like they're just living a normal life, and they're just happy in connection with the earth, the bare feet in connection with the earth. The earth even learning about the needs of the human being through their feet. The earth always wants you to walk on it without your shoes on, so it can learn about your needs. There's reasons why there's wisdom that sweats out from the feet and into the earth. Wisdom the feet give the earth. So you should always walk around your garden barefoot, and you should leave your fingernails and toenails in the soil so the earth can grow plants that are according to your DNA. And then when you're sick too, you can spit on the earth, and then the earth can learn what your sickness is, and now it can grow the foods that are necessary to keep your body in good health. That's why it's so important that we aren't buying things from Walmart. We're actually growing our own gardens. And walking through the gardens, and allowing our bodies to touch the earth, and then the earth to learn what our needs are, and then share the needs through the plants that we eat even. You see the value of this connection. So this is real, filling Myriam with joyful memories of a really peaceful lifetime even. Peaceful lifetime where there was nothing to do but live your life with a partnership, a real true love, and have a family, and just feel the connection of the earth and even bounty of earth. To feel the earth beneath your feet even. Feet feeling healed by just the experience of walking on the grass and the earth. And this was normal. This was a total normal life to not wear shoes and have bare feet, and feet touching the earth all the time. It's like this really joyful feeling I get in my feet even, just walking on the earth like this. You wouldn't have noticed it though in this lifetime. It would just been normal, but none of us walk without our shoes, so so I'm like feeling it. It's like it's so different. It's just a different feeling. It's kind of good, you know. It's funny. So we're helping heal her through past life memories, through going into the deepest realms of spiritual layers, through letting go of spiritual contracts, through touching her, channeling healing from the source, right? Healing in spiritual layers entering into physical body. There's a really big healing that has to take place with the mind though, and we're getting to that point. I felt the need to go to other places in order to provide the healing that is needed. So let's see what takes place here. Sort of exhausted. Really intense, energetic feeling. Okay, hold on while this processes. So I'm flying up into the sky, into the higher realms, where the head is located. This has to do with rainbows, even rainbows in the sky, the power of rainbow healing. You don't always, it's like you can, there's so many different tools you can use to heal. You can use anything. So going into the mind, even opening the doorway to the mind, entering the mind itself in order to heal the mind, regrow parts of the brain even. It's too much energy. So something I have to explore here too. I have to wait for the energy. It's just too much energy. So I can't really do anything until that processes. I'm just gonna wait. So they're showing me two versions of the same. One is a normal head. The other is sort of not a normal head. I wouldn't even know how to describe what it looks like. Let's just take some haystack, and then you can make a person out of hay. You just like twist it, and then you tie a string, and now you have like a little head, right? And then you have strings for arms. You just tie them, and then strings for legs. So now you have like a hay doll, and that's what it looks like. It looks like inside of a normal human being is sort of a doll that looks like it's made out of hay. This is weird, but they say it's a doll made out of hair, not hay. That's why it's thinner. I don't know why that would matter, but that's what they're saying. And it's golden. It's like a golden brown hair. Locket of hair, even. Long hair, to make a doll It's just all creepy. But I don't know. There's value to everything, okay? So we'll understand the value here in time. This is creepy too. And I see creepy stuff. There's a creepy gremlin, sort of very large, like massive upper body, but sort of like in a hunched way, and then smaller lower half. And it has sort of like in each part of its sort of back, it has really sharp, it's really sharp going down the spine, like teeth, almost sharp teeth going down the spine. It doesn't wear clothing. It's just a gremlin, you know, hunched over, holds this sort of hair doll, even puts lipstick to make a mouth, and sort of freaky and obsessed with possessing this. These are always reflections and echoes, and this all has value. It sounds imaginative or made up. This stuff has value, and it has real wealth of wisdom. So I'm taking this doll made out of hair from this gremlin. I'm taking the lipstick. It's sort of like I'm like the mother taking, it's like creepy thing going on. I'm taking the doll away from you, buddy. Okay, go do something else. But I'm taking it, and I'm telling him the time is now. He must be released from the mind, from the damage that he does in possession of the mind. This is real. I see this. This is normal. A lot of us have these connections. And it sounds too far-fetched, but guess what? What is depression? What is suicide? What is anger? What is frustration? What is the desire to kill another person? And then after you kill them, realizing, what have I done? And why was I so angry? And why couldn't I have figured this out differently? You don't realize how many connections we have with demons and creatures that are of a vibration that inspire us to make decisions that are not healthy, all right? They're just not healthy decisions, and they aren't reflections of love. And so he has this sort of possessiveness about him. This is interesting. I don't know what to say about this right now. Sort of like I'm being so okay, all I can do is talk about everything I just saw. All right, so Myriam, I'm seeing her watching the video, and there's some sort of disruption in the way that she feels towards the information. And then there's sort of this a glowing light, and it is a spotlight now on the actual creature itself, even too bright for his eyes to see with clarity. We don't want to hurt him. We actually don't. This isn't about feeling taken advantage of, or it's actually about love. You'll find that every relationship, when it is about love, now the love heals the connections. Now the love allows change to take place and transformation. It's sort of like Darwinism, or like survival of the fittest. You have sort of like genetics that transform to create whole new versions. So these actually are reflections of love. Love and inspiration that creates newness, new versions. Gifts of the creative, infinite mind of all, even. So we always have to choose to focus and embrace everything with love, right? We don't want to harm anything. Even if that thing has been harming us, you have to ask yourself, why was it attracted to harming us? So now we are going to learn from that. So I'm taking the spotlight off of him. Because he honestly has, there's a reason why he's gravitated towards needing this sort of doll, needing to be loved and nurtured even, but has a possessiveness in that way. So I'm going to, let me see what I can do to help him. That way we can release him. This is interesting. He's like in the bird cage. The bird cage is a reflection of the mind. He's been caged in the mind, sort of gremlin. But he's not evil though. He's just sort of like a child. He needs help. He just needs somebody to help him, to understand, to give him an identity, to give him a place where he belongs. So that way he doesn't have to be possessive of Myriam. He could actually feel in balance and love and harmony even with who and what he is. He's transforming. He was never a gremlin. He actually became that way. He's really actually a handsome man. Sort of like the Frog Prince. Something bad happened, and it transformed his identity, and he no longer felt aligned with who and what he was. And so it turned him into a gremlin, literally, and then even a gremlin, a possessive. This had to do with the spotlight incident from his past life that created a collapse, even. And it rippled a rumble through lifetimes into this point that has been created a disability. It had to do with rejection. You rejecting him. He was sort of obsessed with you. And then something bad happened and created a collapse. And it never was able to heal. It hasn't been able to heal. So we're going to heal this. This is a big deal. You see, I'm telling you, these things take time. There's so much wisdom. So when I do a soul rebirth journey, I don't do these by video. I do them by writing. I literally will write you a very long document. It's 6-page minimum. Any more, they're starting to be like 8 to 10 pages. But because I'm so detailed. So doing this by video, it's sort of it's a different exploration, and I'm doing this as a healing journey, not a rebirth journey. So as a healing journey, in order to understand the layers of the physical ailment, we have to journey into spiritual layers in order to create the wisdom. So I'm doing this by video in order for us to all learn, okay? So I have to heal this memory. I'm going to just stop talking for a little bit in order to, I have the angel next to me. It's an angel gift, an angelic gift from Myriam in order to help assist with the healing, is what this is. Myriam asked for angel to help me heal her body. Not to be ashamed of behaviors from the past, because this would only be described as you had done something to hurt another person, and now you are the one to suffer from the pain. We've all made mistakes. None of our souls are perfect. Trust me. Our souls have murdered people. I mean, no soul it's an exploration, and that is what life is, an exploration. And so that's why we have to love everybody, and not be judgmental, and not and actually just love everybody for the choices, because every choice that is made, even the most terrible choices, have value and share wisdom and growth and development. So everything has value. This is really hot. I'm feeling really warm, and just hot on my face even. That spotlight feeling, is just burning my face. That's what it feels like. I'm just going to stop talking so I can heal this. His form is altering. He showed me what was inside, but he's still sort of holding on to the other expression. But he's trying to let go. Me taking the doll away tells him that it is okay to let go now. But I'm doing it in a loving way, and I'm allowing the angel now to sort of caress him, share loving energy. And so then I too, now we are sharing loving energy with him together. Helping him to see, giving him new eyes, taking away the spotlight So he can see now with new eyes, eyes that can see, not be blinded by the light, but actually can see with clarity. He's turning into just a very handsome man. Everything is releasing from this. It's just letting go. Even the bird, even this sort of, so the room originally was sort of like a little tiny stone house, and it was overgrown with sort of prairie grasses, and it had a dirt floor, and this sort of gremlin man was in it like a rocking chair or something with this doll. And now it's showing me that it was a bird cage. The bird cage, everything is just disappearing, and all that's left is sort of a bird cage with the door open. And now there's no connection between its existence within the mind, or even the door. The door is open, and now has released the truth. The truth now is that this very handsome man is standing there. And that he too is freed, freed from the mind, even the release. So, but everything is in darkness right now, so there's more work to be done. They're like, give him a pathway, a new direction. So I'm creating a world, because it's just a black void right now with him just standing there looking at me. And so I'm creating a pathway, and it's literally like stones, and then there's like fields on both sides and a horizon with the sun, so that way he can walk in the direction of the light. That is the sunlight, not the spotlight. So he's walking. But I'm also showing him that he is loved. So I am manifesting all of the souls that have loved and adored him through the infinite of his existence. And so now they're all running to him on this pathway, and he's being surrounded by all kinds of love. And they're showing him the next thing. Now everything is literally gravitating into an expression of light and love and unconditional love, healing from the source even. The memory healed in the source now. A reflection. Reflect on the memory now healed. This has to do with the mind still. Still a lot of work to do. So we're sort of spiraling down above and then going into the head. I'm going to touch the brain now with hands that channel the healing from the source. I remind the source of the contract and gift of healing, the white light now to enter the head. They had to release that memory in order to allow this to enter. The white light is really thick. It's not like that liquid, milky. It is really thick. Thick light. I was gonna sneeze there. Sometimes I sneeze when I connect with certain energy. And so I know I'm making a connection because I'm about to sneeze, and that always happens. When I connect with source energy, it has like a tendency to happen. It's just something, I don't know. So they say, Myriam, allow the light to enter your head. Allow the light to embrace your mind. Allow the light to embrace your eyes. Allow the light to fill your bloodstream, your skin, your tissues, your hands, your arms, your body, your torso, your hips, your legs, your feet. The light to fill every aspect of you, light from source, channeling light from source into body, spiritual layers, manifesting healing in spiritual layers into physical expression, dense spiritual expression. So now the light, you are turning into a bright star even. You are literally manifesting. It is all about light right now, light healing you in all ways, but it's white light, pure white light. It's even sort of evaporating the body, so all I can see is the head in the white light. This is important because part of the body is no longer attached, so all we have is the head now. That is absorbing all this white light and is sort of like a sun of its own, a white sun. Even the soul is embracing the healing. The soul that is a star is filling with white light, healing energy. So it has to do with a new body now entering the scene, a body that is ready to dance. Even with dance shoes on, could even be tap dancing or ballerina or some sort of any dancing sort of shoe. All the dancing shoes. This is really fun. There's like a real dance, like tap dancing show going on. And the face in the white light is smiling really big. The white light hasn't gone away yet. It's still like a face in the white light, like a sun, white sun on the neck. And the body is not at all in white light. It's like a brand new solid human body that is just dancing. Like super hardcore movement. It's awesome, rumbling, like dancing legs. They're just dancing legs. They're just dancing. They won't stop. They're almost like laughing in their dance. Like dancing legs that are dancing, doing this like tap dance. It's sort of their way of laughing. The legs laugh. And they just won't stop laughing. So they're just being so funny and happy and just dancing. They won't stop. So they're solidifying head now with neck, body. Head still hasn't quite solidified yet. Head hasn't found its way to this new expression yet. It will, though, in time. It's starting to do this. I'm asking, so I'm saying, head, are you ready to become in oneness with a new body? That way you can experience the laughter of your feet again, the joy of dancing, jumping, moving, embracing that laughter, that feet celebrating in dance. Head still feels like it's ashamed about something, something that happened. Something. This is interesting. The collapsed legs on this sort of stage with the spotlight is a woman who is also holding a doll of hair made out of hair, even with a little tuxedo on. It's sort of like a really long thing of hair that was sort of twisted to a head and then arms and then legs. Has like a suit on, crying and holding it, sort of like some sort of grief or loss of a loved one, which is this man even. Sort of like soulmates, as some sort of tragedy happened and they were separated from each other. This is how the wisdom is coming to me, and this is the only way I can make sense of it. They aren't giving me any more details. So I'm helping her to see. This man now is coming as a man, not like a gremlin or anything. He just totally rejuvenated with the love of all, basically. And now he's totally solid. He's coming to her. She's just flashy, you know. She just looks like... I don't know how to describe her. I don't even know what time period this would be, but it would be the last 100 years, like maybe like the 40s or something. And she's just sort of wearing like the dress isn't all the way to the ground, it's just sort of to her knees, but it's got like a frill on it that makes it sort of like flashy and cute, and then it's tight around her hips, and it goes up, and then it has this sort of V-neck here, and then comes to the sides, and then it's tight, and it's black, and it's got like yellow flowers on it, and then it has sort of like a wrap, sort of wraps here. I don't know, like a cha-cha dance or I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of dress this is. But he's there with her. She's sad. And now it's a photograph, not a doll of hair anymore. He's there with her now, comforting her. Now I see the photograph sort of evaporating. And now there's some sort of them holding hands together. She hasn't looked at him, but now she is turning. She's standing now. She's turning to see him, even touches his chest. They look into each other's eyes. It sounds like a really loud horn from a ship coming into the harbor, a giant ship, just with the horn. You can hear the horn really loudly, that honk noise that just goes for a while. And then they're just sort of in love, and then kissing even right there. They're just evaporating into white light, embracing each other and feeling sort of harmony and freedom. They're just totally in love. There's nothing else to do. This is healed. This is super big healing. Their souls coming into oneness. Their souls not feeling that separation anymore, but the souls feeling the freedom and the healing and the oneness. No need to collapse. That there is no need. It was strong. Now they are strong. Now they are in oneness. There's so much strength now through this healing. Body asking head if it is ready now to attach. Head is actually attaching to body. Not quite there yet. It's sort of like a rubbery neck that can't like hold the head just yet. So we're waiting for the attachment, everything to solidify. There's a man with many arms moving very fast, and he's coming into the scene. He holds a contract as well. He's touching the neck and the head. He's also showing legs moving so fast that it seems like only like 15 legs moving at the same time could like, there's just too much motion of the legs even. Too many things. So we're solidifying everything. I'm aligning her with a white energetic body to help with the solidity between this new body and this head that has been healed. So that way they are blended in oneness, incubating body inside this white light to heal and solidify everything. This sort of scholar now, this calmed down. Everything is just evaporating into white light even. This like yellow bird is singing, and now it's a canary is sort of in a bird cage. Oh, for crying out loud. This stuff goes on forever. I mean, so we have to go look for something. Literally a canary in a bird cage going into like a coal mine, and everything is in darkness, and we just have a flashlight, and we're going to go look for something. This is also a deep heart, a deep root in this healing. So again, the energy is really strong. I might have to take a break. It's just taking so much time. It will come to an end eventually. I'm just waiting because I can't do anything. I'm too much energy is sort of like exhausting me. I'm just going through this dark layer now. I'm seeing a man that is so dark, all I can see is his eyes are white and glowing in the darkness. But this yellow bird can be seen. And this flashlight is starting to die out. We don't even need it anyway because we're in the spirit realm. We're not in a coal mine. As real human beings who actually need light, we're in a spirit realm, so we don't actually need light to see anything, even in darkness. So, but I can tell he's there. And I can tell it's just dusty and dirty and just so dirty in there. Like layers and layers and layers of like coal, like crumbled coal or something. Almost like your boots would just sink into it like snow, you know, just this dirt, coal dust or something. Nothing is taking place. I'm interacting with him right now. There's more to this work. Oh my goodness. He's got a can of pop and he's drinking it in the darkness, and it's just so hokey. It's like, what does that mean? Orange pop. Like an old can, not like today's, an older version of a can of orange pop. Like a soda machine that would have been really cool back in like the 40s or something. It's like orange pop, and stuck in this dark coal place. Eyes glowing, drinking orange pop. Crunches can in hand, tosses can. I can hear this taking place. I can sense or experience this taking place as well. Yellow bird. I'm letting yellow bird out. Yellow bird, to see what he will do. So I'm altering this. They call it a prison, but I'm altering the vibration, and I'm sort of allowing it to alter its expression, in order that this again is a collapse. This again is an echo of a collapse. Literally a collapse of a ground, being underground and ground collapse, but being stuck in a dark place. Letting bird fly free. Now we must just waiting for this to share more with me. There's also grief in this space as well. Extraordinary grief in here. Tears, crying in here. Really crying, desperate. It was a collapse again. Another echo of collapse. It is showing itself to me as though she had been in as sort of a coal miner at some time, and then it got collapsed, that trapped inside. That is how it is showing itself to me. But it's definitely ground collapsing inside of a space, and now there's nothing but darkness, and you're trapped. And that is terrible. Absolutely terrible nightmare to be trapped, and you know you're gonna die. It's just a matter of time. That is awful. It is a very terrible thing, and this happens to people all across the planet. It's happened, to souls over incarnations, like the history. This, it's not just the last 100 years that people have lived here, getting stuck in places that have collapsed. This is normal. This, thousands of years, human beings have been getting stuck in places that have collapsed. So this happens. There's nothing I can do. I have no choice but to say, you were stuck in a coal mine and it collapsed. I'm trying to alter the memory, the experience, the vision, in order to make sure that I'm not creating this out of my own accord, but they will not allow it to change its expression, and they are insisting that is the way it is meant to be seen, in order to heal the soul properly. Of the expression of collapse that is echoing into your body, now is manifested as the need to collapse, not be able to step correctly. This is real, so this is a release of a past life memory. Now the memory itself collapses in the past. They really want me to grow this prairie land, and see how the earth now heals, sort of consumes the memory, is sort of nurturing the pain and suffering, healing it through Mother Earth's love, compassion, unconditional love and healing. Even Mother Earth actually feels the pain and suffering of those who get trapped inside of her body, and wants so bad to heal them, nurture them, to save them. And now when they die and they decay in there, the echo of that is still existent within the earth, and it creates suffering. So that's why these ghosts and expressions like that, these haunted lands and things, they have to get healed. They have to be touched, and healed, so the memories are no longer trapped. They can release and find healing in the light even. That's why I'm doing these haunted houses, haunted landscapes, because I can enter the spiritual layers of them and now heal them, in this way. And this works. So, I am just being patient now. I'm actually... The part of the healing does require this sort of white liquid, angel light in a liquid sort of, like, it looks like conditioner, but it has sort of a pearl sort of iridescent sort of, but it's white. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. It is. It's just really pretty. I bet it smells good. I don't know. So I'm just waiting here. And this is sort of cleaning out all of this like coal and this buildup and this dirt and this decay. So it wasn't decay. It was just so filthy. It just like coal. Like let's just take 1,000,000 pieces of coal and crush them and then just let it just scatter everywhere. And then we'll just walk in these like our feet sinking down like a foot into like soot, it's just so, that's how it's sort of coal, like covered in coal or something, dirt. That's how it is like that in there. And so this like white liquid just sort of, it alters the vibration of everything. This is a part of your mind as well, a cavity in the mind as well. That is now absorbing this sort of white, awesome, really nice liquid. It's really it's like makes me feel happy when I see it doing its job. So it's just sort of absorbing into the mind, this sort of dark place in the mind, this memory. I'm just waiting for it to happen, to complete itself. It literally is consuming all of this dark dust. It's just black. It's just black, everything black. Just consuming it all. And then the blackness is just less and less and less. Wow, it is totally gone now. Now it is just white light. White light in the brain even. The brain even. This literally was like a pocket of darkness in the brain. Everything in the brain is white light. This is real. Showing me Canaria is out of this cage even. That was the dark void I had seen with him standing there even. There's a connection between all of this. So I just want to see that that's it again. Creating a pathway in the void, that manifests love and joy. So I had this sort of prairie, right? Sort of the feeling of being barefoot and walking around on the earth. And then I manifested this sort of like world for this man, so he could find healing with his soulmates and family, from the spirit realm. And, with the sunlight and not the spotlight, right? And now I have this dark void, right? Sort of a reflection of this collapse. Again, collapse. This is like really the focal point is collapse. And so now everything is sort of manifesting even so much more healing. So this void here, so they want me to create an angelic realm even, Only way I can describe it is a very old man, but he has such a long white beard, it even touches the ground. It's such long white hair, and he's very wise. He has sort of an iconic identity, and he shows up in a lot of places as sort of like a wizard. And he is like a really profound spirit guide or spiritual entity. He'd be like Jesus, or Buddha or something like that. There's a reason he has this iconic identity. He's a very extraordinary spiritual expression. And he's pure white. He's wearing a white robe. Like, he looks like a wizard. He's in the forest, but he's all white. He even has a staff. You could call him, you could be like Gandalf the White or something. He's just this white, super expression of white light. He wants to fill this void with white light, but also nature. This is interesting, but it has to do with wisdom of nature, wizard wisdom, spiritual wisdom, spiritual guidance from this wise man. Even could. This is literally it. Actually, to see him as your spirit guide. It's like wow. If that's your spirit guide, that's one amazing. I just so impressed. Every time I explore spirit guides, they're all so unique and different, and always so like wow. I love that spirit guide. I never not. I was like, I'm like so blown away. That is a really amazing spiritual expression that has come to you. You should feel so like revered right now and like wowed. Because he's so profound. And he shows up in places, but he's legit. He's a legit man. He's a legit spirit guide. How many of us talk to Jesus for help in our lives? How many of us talk to Buddha or these iconic sort of Mother Teresa or these iconic sort of figures? He is also one of these too. That's why he's Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White. That's why he's in The Hobbit, even like the Lord of the Rings. He even shows up sort of in these like mythical sort of texts because he's real. He's like this really profound entity of the light, of white light. Literally is stepping in pools of this dark void and filling it with his white energy. Oh man. There's a reason this takes 3 to 4 hours to do like super long journey healings. It's a journey healing. This is what you get when you get a journey healing from me. This isn't hocus pocus. This isn't fictional. It sounds creative, but this manifests profound, extraordinary, life altering, body changing, perception altering change. So get a spiritual connect with me if you want a soul rebirth journey. I will be rebirthing your soul. This is not a soul rebirth. This is a healing journey. I don't have this available in my store, although I do spiritual healing, but I've discovered that I can do journey healings too in order to provide the assistance with any sort of condition. So this will be available in my store soon. So there's more to this, and he is guiding me down a dark pathway, and there's pools of dark liquid, and so I'm following him. I usually am the leader of these things, so it's strange when I have a guide that is taking me somewhere, taking me to the edge of a waterfall. Now there's something we have to do. He's turning into a little white bird, or like it's sort of like a white butterfly or a white the birds that flap their wings so fast, hummingbird. He's sort of like a white hummingbird. That is exactly it. So we're at a waterfall. Everything's dark. I can hear the water falling. I can tell it's hitting ground. I can see only a little bit of the outline of the water moving downward. So I'm going down. They're like, use light here. Sometimes I can use light and sometimes I can't, so I just don't care to try half the time. And at these dark places you don't always have to use light. So I'm going to I don't even know why, but I'm glowing red now. Super red glow. Super red glow. On the ground with the waterfall, growing red roots into the earth here in this space, altering the entire vibration of the space through strength, power of passion even, but red power. Red power is really strong. It's even just altering the ground, the structure of the ground. These super roots are just sort of like I'm growing a dress, but a dress made out of roots, and I'm sort of like using the roots to just grow, like just twist the ground and grow up. And I'm sort of a giant sort of female with like root dress, even just altering the entire fabric of this space. And just totally just sort of destroying it, but rebirthing it is what it is. Altering the vibration itself. This has a spiritual layer as well. Spiritual sort of, this is a connection between this spiritual layer and this sort of dense spiritual physical realm, right? So we're altering things here. And Gandalf is there. I don't know what else to call him. He's a white wizard. He's the white wizard, but he's Gandalf the White. You know, it's like the white wizard was a corrupt version. So he lost his sort of title as being the White Wizard. So now we have Gandalf the White, sort of like unwaveringly loving, loves human beings, works with, sort of loves the hobbits that are like this sort of, these creatures that seem to be they wouldn't have a lot of strength, but they're far more courageous than you would ever expect, far more capable of conquering like the greatest challenges. And they're just these little tiny hobbits that live in the earth, right? These like really quaint, like awesome homes, and they love food. It's like so many good reflections involved in that. This Gandalf the White is like really aligned with helping human beings, unrooting the old, sort of getting rid of the old tides of darkness in order to bring the white light here again. Really emphasizing white light. I'm like, you know, I like all the colors. I'm not here to just say white light is the only, like, the white light. That is the color he's using, is white light. I have to just go with how I comprehend things as a human being, and white light is what I see. And that's what he's using, and that is what is being used. He's an expression of white light. Literally, he wants his white light to travel across the globe, wants to touch all human beings, wants to heal all souls, wants to heal all human bodies. We don't see ourselves having gone through a treacherous, terrible spiritual war. But there was a treacherous, terrible spiritual war that was taking place here, even manifested into denser sort of alien beings, sort of the dense spiritual reflections of like alien beings. So other beings here that was part of this, sort of trying to, I don't understand what they were obsessed with our species, corrupting, derailing, destroying, dementing, sort of, I can feel the joy and happiness of sort of being the vacuum that sucks up all that chaos and misery. But it had to be, there's time. The source energy has to manifest new. And so it had to be now. And so now that this has taken place, it literally took place this year, that this finally came to a close. Now we can spread the white light across the globe in order to heal everybody of the war that their soul has incarnated here, this sort of never-ending chaos that we call Earth, that we try to say is a warm, loving place, and we just want it to be that way. Even though it doesn't feel that way, we try to make the most out of every incarnation. It has been so horrible. For so many souls that have incarnated here, it has been hell to incarnate on Earth. It's not going to remain as hell incarnating on Earth. Is going to be heaven to incarnate on Earth. So now the opposing reflection to embrace this planet, and then embrace Myriam even, showcasing the power of spiritual healing to heal all, heal everybody. Asking Myriam if she feels that she deserves to be healed. Part part of experiencing healing is knowing that you deserve it. Everybody deserves to be loved, forgiven, blessed, and given a whole new, refreshing experience of life, to be able to dance again. Miracles are real. You have to ask yourself if you're ready for that or not. This is part of the alignment of the head to the new body even, but healing the head itself of these painful memories of the past. Seeing yourself as worthy of Gandalf the White healing you. This is a big deal with white light. Even smiles against his staff. This is a real thing. This isn't fictional. And this hummingbird is sort of a part of his expression too. This white hummingbird. They're sort of magical birds, you know. Not like your average bird. So they have those wings that, like, they're just so extraordinary. Just an extraordinary bird. They're real birds. Everything just feels so peaceful. Gandalf the White is still there, smiling, filling this void that I have unrooted with his white light that travels through this staff of his. Showing me the ground now, filling with sort of white light, wanting to even soothe the pain with this white liquid again. It just keeps having like an appearance. It's so funny, this white liquid. Because I've never seen it before, until I did that healing to try to make sense of the ghost in my apartment. These spiritual layers are real. So, he is now creating a funnel, and everything is kicking up. All that I unrooted with all this red energy, and I'm sort of turning just to a red ball of light, and all this sort of going into a tornado and being kicked up, and this sort of filling is sort of like condensing, but it hasn't quite happened yet. And he's just standing there still, knowing what is going to happen that hasn't quite happened yet. Waiting for this moment. Now his piercing white light shoots out from his staff, and even, I don't know how it hasn't done its thing just yet. It's just doing that. Everything takes time, even in the spirit realm. You can't just make things instantly happen. You know something is you examine, you experience this process, but you have to wait for it to complete itself. Now I see, it literally is sort of a white hole, that's sort of sucking the debris into the white light, and then the debris now manifesting in white light, sort of going to alter its composition. Says everything transforms in the light. Even the darkest layers can transform in the light, filling all of these pockets with white light, all the memories to heal in white light. Everything, returning to every sort of scene that we've seen, even the scenes that were healed, just filling them with more white light. Everything has to be filled with white light. Gandalf the Great channeling white light into the brain, even more white light. White light in the orb. This is all the orb of the head and the body. I incubated them in that sort of capsule of orb, in the light, and now everything is solidifying. Asking Myriam if she can walk yet. Head now on body, and it's actually solidly attached. She's sort of confused still, of what she is capable of now. Doesn't really trust, doesn't really feel sure yet. They're showing me that Gandalf is closing a book. I sometimes see this, I don't always see this, but it's sort of like once this sort of profound healing takes place, then the book is closed, and now the book is literally manifested in the light, so that a new book can be written. They're saying Myriam to write a new book now. So this work is a rebirth of soul. it had to be done this way. It couldn't have been done in any other way. I had to explore all of those realms, the memories that created this trauma of today, in order to allow her to align with a new expression that could only have happened. Her soul had to be reborn in the light. So soul being reborn in the light now. Her soul was ready for this gift and experience. Her soul now to manifest as a new expression of the infinite, even, and then in alignment with the body she has chosen. But to feel this healing spread through this body is a gift of a new body, is what this was. Everything is now in alignment. I don't feel there's like no hesitation now. Head and body are aligned, joyfully dancing and moving, dancing with this man even. So much love and experience they have in oneness with each other. Their souls are so happy to be with each other again. Don't want to let go of each other. Want to keep dancing together. Love dancing together. So much dancing. They're like dancing forever in eternity. Totally in love and in oneness. There's so much joy involved in this. There's sort of a new cavity of darkness, but it is the gift of you choosing the next pathway. I can't choose that pathway for you now. So they're handing you a new book and asking you, what is it that you choose? What pathway do you choose now, Myriam? How do you choose to step on the pathway that you choose? Do you choose to step on it with hesitance, or do you choose to step on it as strong and as proud and as mighty as a giant, able to rumble your power of love and your expression and your dreams and your goals and your spiritual pursuits across the globe even? Myriam is profoundly changed. By the light itself, filling you with so much healing love, embracing you, wanting you to know how loved you are by light. I don't even feel that sensation of you being ashamed or sad or confused or in grief or anything of that kind. I actually feel how profoundly changed you are now. It's very good. I feel you accepting and embracing this gift of healing and transformation. You actually feel renewed and refreshed. So, Myriam, you get to choose now. This is a gift to you. This is real. This is a spirit realm has healed you. Through me, this is a spiritual healing journey. It's a rebirth journey, rebirth of soul. This is like the biggest thing that I do. There's the reason why this is so legit. It's the biggest thing I give. It's the best thing. It's the one thing I'd like. This is my gift to the planet Earth. This is my gift for every human being. This is the most profound thing you could request of me. It'll change your life. It will change your life forever. So, okay. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. More videos to come.